पार्टी की वहां पर बहुत
The latest chapter in the war for Uttar Pradesh is the war over women. The Congress's rallying cry, Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu, has taken center stage with at least 4 women, the ones on your screen right now, becoming representative of the big fight over the women's vote in Uttar Pradesh. But after Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's big war cry, Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu, there's been a counter-attack by the BJP. First, they've taken Aparna Yadav. Then Priyanka Gandhi's own poster girl has been lured into the BJP. And you've got many others who are speaking the same tune. But the Congress is putting up a spirited fight over what it believes is a first mover advantage for the women of Uttar Pradesh. We will make you hear the voices of some of these women who've become representative of this. But first, a big embarrassment for the Congress ahead of this election. Priyanka Maurya, the poster girl, literally the poster girl of the Congress's Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu campaign, has joined the BJP. Maurya has alleged that the distribution of tickets was rigged in the Congress and the party used her face and social media following for their campaign, and then they refused her a ticket. Meanwhile, Congress says tickets are being given on the basis of merit. No matter where things land, Priyanka Maurya, whose face is on Priyanka Gandhi's publicity material, has dumped the Congress and joined the BJP.
Once the poster girl of Congress, now donning saffron. Priyanka Maurya, the face of Congress's Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu campaign, dumped the grand old party and joined hands with the BJP.
ये धोखा हुआ है, मैं इसको यही स्टॉप करती हूँ। और आज मैं भाजपा में जुड़ी हूँ इस विजन के साथ कि जो मैं दायरा बढ़ाना चाहती थी लोगों की मदद करने का, वो मुझे पार्टी सपोर्ट करेगी। मैं लोगों तक पहुँचूंगी, राष्ट्र हित में कार्य करूंगी।
मेरे मन में आया कि महिलाओं के लिए कुछ करना और सबसे बड़ी चीज क्या कर सकते हैं हम आपको, क्या आपको समझा सकते हैं कि आप अपनी शक्ति को पहचानो।
Disgruntled over being denied a Congress ticket for UP polls, Priyanka Maurya has hit out at Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra.
लड़की हूँ, लड़ सकती हूँ मात्र एक स्लोगन बन के रह गया, क्योंकि आज कांग्रेस पार्टी में जिस तरीके से लड़कियां अपने हक के लिए लड़ रही हैं और कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है, वहां अपना समय व्यर्थ वेस्ट करना उसका कोई तथ्य नहीं है। देखिए,
Earlier, Priyanka Maurya had alleged that Congress's distribution of tickets ahead of UP polls was rigged.
हमारी स्क्रीनिंग हुई, मेरे साथ 24 प्रत्याशी टोटल प्रत्याशी थे, सबकी स्क्रीनिंग हुई, सबसे बूथ कमेटी की लिस्ट मांगी गई और ऑब्जर्वर्स भी आए। कहा गया ऑब्जर्वर्स की जो रिपोर्ट थी उसके अनुसार ये टिकट दिया गया है।
Congress has rejected the charges, claiming tickets are being given on merit.
एक्चुअली देखिए, टिकट्स कई लोग मांगते हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ महिला होने के नाते किसी को टिकट मिल जाए ये भी संभव नहीं है। हर जगह महिलाओं को दे दिया जाएगा तो ऐसा तो 403 है, फिर 100% की बात नहीं, हमने 40% की बात की।
Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi, in an unprecedented move, had announced her party will give 40% of its tickets to women in Uttar Pradesh. But Priyanka Maurya's charges of rigging in the ticket distribution process have come as an embarrassment for Congress. Bureau Report, India Today.
And Priyanka Maurya, who's become the face of the Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu campaign of the Congress, but ditched the Congress to join the BJP, is with me live. Priyanka ji, now that you have switched camps, joined the BJP, what about that slogan? Us slogan ka kya hota hai? Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu of the Congress, and you were the face of that.
देखिए, स्लोगन दिया गया है कि लड़की हूँ, लड़ सकती हूँ, लेकिन मैं इसके लिए यही कहना चाहूंगी कि लड़ने का मौका ही नहीं दिया जाता है। जिस पार्टी में वहां सिर्फ बात की गई कि लड़की हूँ, लड़ सकती हूँ की। प्रियंका जी के लिए मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि आप लोगों के माध्यम से मैंने अपनी आवाज उन तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश की गई थी, लेकिन वो ऐसा चांदी का चम्मच लेके पैदा हुई है कि वो उनको ग्राउंड रियलिटी का पता ही नहीं है कि लड़कियां किस तरीके की परेशानी से गुजर रही हैं और लड़ रही हैं, किस तरह से उन्हीं की पार्टी की एक लड़की अपने हक की बात कर रही है जिसके साथ धोखा हुआ है और उसकी ही बात कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है। तो मेरे हिसाब से ये जो कैंपेन चलाया जा रहा है जिसका नाम दिया गया है लड़की हूँ, लड़ सकती हूँ, ये एक कैंपेन ही बन के रह जाएगा, क्योंकि महिलाओं के हक की सिर्फ बात की जाती है। यहाँ पे मैं सिर्फ अपनी बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, मैं सारी महिलाओं की बात कर रही हूँ। ये सिर्फ कैंपेन चला करके महिलाओं को ठगने का तरीका है।
The Congress, Priyanka ji, has promised to give 40% tickets, 40% tickets to women in Uttar Pradesh. क्या आपको ऐसा कोई अश्योरेंस दिया गया था कि आपको टिकट मिलेगा? ये बिल्कुल सही है कि आप एक ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बन गए थे, आप पोस्टर गर्ल बन गए थे इस कैंपेन के लिए। क्या आपको कुछ अश्योरेंस था कि आपको भी एक टिकट मिलेगा?
जी हाँ, यहाँ पे सब कुछ पहले से ही प्री प्लान था। हम लोग पूरी जी जान से अपनी विधानसभा में मेहनत करने में लगे हुए थे, 170 सरोजनी नगर विधानसभा से। लेकिन एकदम से पैराशूट लैंडिंग होती है किसी कैंडिडेट की, जिसको इसी वायदे के साथ ज्वाइन करवाया जाता है पार्टी कि उसको 170 सरोजनी नगर विधानसभा दिया जाएगा। लेकिन मुझे डॉक्टर प्रियंका मौर्य को विश्वास था एक नाम पे जिसको कहा जाता है प्रियंका गांधी, और इस विश्वास के साथ मैं अपनी विधानसभा मेहनत करते रहे कि वो देखेंगे कि कौन मेहनत कर रहा है, कौन डिजर्विंग है, उसको मिलेगी टिकट। लेकिन मेरी मेहनत के बावजूद उनके टॉप की रिजल्ट्स, जो उनके ऑब्जर्वर्स की रिपोर्ट थी, उसमें भी साफ लिखा हुआ था कि डॉक्टर प्रियंका मौर्य संभावित जीत प्रत्याशी, सबसे बहुचर्चित फेस डॉक्टर प्रियंका मौर्य। हर रिपोर्ट में मेरा नाम मेंशन होने के बावजूद, मैंने जो एग्जाम्स थे उसको पास किया, उसके बावजूद मुझे प्रमोट नहीं किया गया।
Priyanka ji, please stay with me. Sorry for interrupting you. We've got some breaking news from Political Pradesh coming in. First on India Today, the Samajwadi Party has declared that Akhilesh Yadav will be contesting this assembly election for the first time from Mainpuri's Karhal constituency. Remember, there had been speculation yesterday. Akhilesh had dropped a hint yesterday as well that he would be fighting this contest, perhaps from the bastion of from Azamgarh, and now it is confirmed by the Samajwadi Party that Akhilesh Yadav has stepped into the battlefield for Uttar Pradesh, and he will fight from the family bastion of Mainpuri's Karhal constituency. This will be Akhilesh Yadav's first fight in an assembly election in Uttar Pradesh. He's been a chief minister of Uttar Pradesh in the past, and now he will be fighting an assembly election from Mainpuri's Karhal. Lot of strengthening perception that he has practically been goaded or forced into fighting this election, with the BJP constantly taunting him over the last many weeks about why he's running away from a fight with sitting Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. So that's done and dusted. Akhilesh Yadav will be fighting this election from Mainpuri's Karhal constituency. Akhilesh Yadav had addressed the press yesterday and said that he would go to the people to ask whether he should represent them from the seat of Azamgarh. Mainpuri's Karhal was also one of the possibilities. Clearly, the Samajwadi Party was looking at the various options that were available to Akhilesh Yadav, and now the Samajwadi Party has zeroed in on the family stronghold of Mainpuri. This is where they are from. Mainpuri's Karhal constituency is where Akhilesh Yadav will be the candidate from. He'll be the aspirant from the Karhal constituency, which already has a sitting Samajwadi Party MLA. Well, these are images from Akhilesh Yadav's campaign rally a few weeks ago, before the model code of conduct and COVID rules kicked in, as you may be wondering about the crowds that are seen in these images. Well, this is before those rules actually kicked in from the Election Commission. And now Akhilesh Yadav will be the candidate from Karhal in Mainpuri, Uttar Pradesh. He will be the aspirant from there and will be looking to unseat the sitting. He will be fighting against the BJP. There's a sitting Samajwadi Party MLA already in the Karhal constituency in Mainpuri in Uttar Pradesh. The BJP, which hasn't reacted yet, is very likely to simply say that Akhilesh has been forced to enter the battlefield in Uttar Pradesh because of the pressure that has been mounted on him over the last many days and weeks by the Bharatiya Janata Party, and chiefly from Yogi Adityanath. Let's go across to India Today's Abhishek Mishra, who's with me on the phone line. Abhishek, analyze for us the implications of this. Mainpuri Karhal is where Akhilesh Yadav will be fighting from.
Well, Mainpuri is going to be a very safe seat for Akhilesh Yadav because we know for the fact that Mainpuri, Kannauj and this stretch has been a strong point for the Samajwadi Party. Also, it is very important that this time, since all the campaign is happening digital, so Akhilesh Yadav will have to give time to everyone, and to choose a safe seat is a major thing because it's a stronghold, has been represented by Mulayam Singh Yadav as well, and by selecting Karhal as an assembly seat for Akhilesh Yadav, it's not going to be much of a challenge. That is the only reason that Akhilesh Yadav is keen on contesting from this seat. But what is more important is that Akhilesh Yadav, for the first time, is going to contest the UP Assembly election, which has never happened. And Yogi Adityanath, who is a candidate from the Gorakhpur urban seat, and Deputy Chief Minister Akhilesh Maurya from Siratu, has actually made him to decide, get on the ground and fight this battle against the BJP. And now it's all confirmed that Karhal is going to be that seat from where Akhilesh Yadav will be fighting against the BJP.
Okay, do we have Preeti Chaudhary? Preeti Chaudhary, who's been tracking this, is with me live. Is Preeti with us? Okay, Preeti Chaudhary, who's travelled right through Uttar Pradesh, is with me live. Preeti, can you hear me? Analyze it for us. There has been lots of taunts over the last many days and weeks against Akhilesh Yadav, saying that he's running scared from Yogi Adityanath. The BJP is likely to say that this is a result of pressure. How are you seeing the decision to fight from Mainpuri's Karhal constituency, Preeti? Abhishek, any reactions from the BJP just yet?
Well, so far BJP has not reacted. Samajwadi Party is also silent, but it is very clear now that with particularly choosing Karhal as a seat has a lot of implications. As I said, it's a stronghold for the Samajwadi Party. This whole belt war from Etawah, Kannauj, Mainpuri, it's a very important belt, and for the Yadav family, it has always been an easy ride for them. And for that matter, also we have seen that how PM Yogi Adityanath is actually fighting from Gorakhpur. He also decided to go into the election.
He also decided to go into the election with his from home seat. So again, something which we are getting, that this battle has become so important for every leader that they do not want to take any risk. And that is the only reason that Akhilesh Yadav has opted for Mainpuri, Karhal. So that is going to be not much of a challenge for him. And with the fact that how the other leaders are in the fray has been a major priority for Akhilesh Yadav. But now it is all clear that Karhal is going to be that seat. And he also said, when we spoke to him today itself, that whether he will be contesting or not, so he clearly said that he will contest before CM Yogi Adityanath. So that is Mainpuri, which is coming in the before phases. And Akhilesh Yadav,
so Bharan Singh Yadav is the sitting MLA from Karhal constituency. He had won by a huge margin in the 2017 election. He had received 1,04,221 votes, far higher than the BJP candidate Rama Shakya from the same constituency. This is Mulayam Singh Yadav's bastion. Preeti, how are you seeing this? The BJP has been taunting Akhilesh for the last many weeks about why he's running scared. Yesterday he dropped that big hint. Today it's clear he's fighting from Mainpuri.
He's fighting from the Karhal seat, Shiv, from Mainpuri. And to give our viewers context on what this seat is, it's called the Karam Bhumi of his father, Mulayam Singh Yadav. It was here that Mulayam Singh Yadav studied. It was here he was posted as a lecturer. He cut his teeth in politics in Karhal. He never contested from the city, but he contested from Mainpuri. It is, locally, when word came out that Akhilesh would be fighting an MLA election, the people of Mainpuri, since yesterday, day before yesterday, even a delegation from Mainpuri had gone asking that Akhilesh contest from Karhal. There were two seats that he had in mind. One was Karhal, one was Sadar in Mainpuri area. He was to contest from one of the two. He's chosen Karhal. Colloquially, it will be seen as Akhilesh Yadav going back to the Karam Bhumi, to the land where his father earned his spurs as a politician. This was where his father lived. This was where his father studied. Later, Mulayam Singh Yadav even taught as in a school in this particular city as well. And now it is Mainpuri, where his father then later fought an election. But he's gone to Karhal, even though Mulayam never represented Karhal. But it is called the Karam Bhumi of his father, and Akhilesh Yadav would be now going back to Karhal and fighting. But, to say what even Abhishek was saying, he's gone back to one of the strongest Yadav belts. Agar kehte hain, in Hindi you call it the Gad. This is a Yadav Gad. He's chosen that to fight it out, this election. The same thing as what Yogi Adityanath has chosen of Gorakhpur. So in that sense, extremely important. It also now builds the fight where Purvanchal is concerned. It's going to be an interesting contest shift to look at.
Yeah.
But right now, the news break that we can confirm, Akhilesh Yadav going back, to the land where his father started his political career, Karhal, Mainpuri.
And Preeti, given the big tutu meme and the barbs and the taunts that are flying thick and fast in UP, it's probably pretty reasonable to expect that the BJP will probably say, ye hamara impact hai. This is the reason why Akhilesh is fighting.
Well, they did it right from the word go because, and Shiv, they're not entirely wrong, if you look at it in a political sense, because Akhilesh Yadav just about 3 weeks ago in various interviews to the press had confirmed that he would not be fighting this election. He'd said that he's going to focus on all the 403 seats of the Samajwadi Party, and he's not going to pick a particular seat. There was immense pressure after Yogi Adityanath chose to fight, the state assembly elections, especially on Mulayam Singh, Mulayam Singh's son, Akhilesh Yadav. And that is when he decided that he, will fight this election. Earlier on, there was indication that he's going to contest from Azamgarh, especially after that press conference where he went on and said that he's going to take permission from the people of Azamgarh. So clearly, he's got the permission from the people of Azamgarh, and he's chosen the other big stronghold of the Yadavs, which is the Etawah Mainpuri belt. Mainpuri, Karhal is where he's going to be contesting from. But Shiv, in the larger context, this will now put a lot of pressure on even Priyanka Gandhi, who's right now unclear. Let's look at the biggest faces in this election. Let's go one by one. Yogi Adityanath is contesting this election from Gorakhpur urban. Akhilesh Yadav now declared his constituency, Karhal, Mainpuri. Mayawati has said she's not fighting this election. Jayant, RLD chief in alliance with the Samajwadi Party, saying he's not fighting this election. Now the spotlight is on Priyanka Gandhi. She's going with the card of Ladki Hoon, Lad Sakti Hoon in this election. She's a woman herself. Will she now fight? There's immense pressure, on Priyanka Gandhi now to enter the poll fray. And understandably, this is a tectonic election. It's seen as a semi-final, to 2024. And the fight has come to the doorstep of the highest echelons of leadership. Will now Priyanka Gandhi pick up the poll gauntlet is the big question. But the news break that we can confirm is that Akhilesh Yadav is going to contest this election.
We're getting the first reactions, Preeti, from Anila Singh of the BJP, who's with me on the phone line. Anila Singh, welcome. Your first reactions to Akhilesh Yadav, who yesterday had said he will go to the people of Azamgarh and see what they think. Today it's been finalized by the Samajwadi Party that he will be fighting from the Karhal constituency of his father's bastion of Mainpuri.
He has gone back to his comfort zone. All his fake cries which he made, that people of Uttar Pradesh, they are mad about me, youth is mad about me, backwards are mad about me, Dalits are mad about me, and I can contest from anywhere, wherever I go, thousands and thousands, lakhs and lakhs people, they come after me. Now, point one, he said, I'm not going to contest and I am going to take care of all the constituencies. Then he said, party will decide from where I'm going to contest. Third time he said, people of Azamgarh, they are going to tell me what I have to do. So people of Azamgarh, they have told him that, sir, please go back to Mainpuri and contest from there. So what this shows? This shows that in Azamgarh he failed. People of Azamgarh said, ki yahan se jaiye, ab dafa hoiye, jaiye Mainpuri jaiye. So he is very scared. He knows that if he is going to contest from elsewhere, he won't be able to get the winning votes on towards him. So definitely he has gone there. Mainpuri is his bastion. That is why he is going to contest from Mainpuri.
Do you think this puts pressure? It's a side question, Anila Singh, but do you think this puts pressure on, other prominent faces in Uttar Pradesh like Priyanka Gandhi? Sab Maidan mein utar chuke hain ab. You've got Akhilesh Yadav also, in your view, being forced into, getting into the battlefield of Uttar Pradesh. Do you think the pressure has now built on people like Priyanka Gandhi also?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and she should contest. लड़की हूँ, लड़ सकती हूँ, तो आप क्यों नहीं लड़ रही हैं? आप चुनाव लड़िए ना. एक एग्जाम्पल सेटअप करिए कि मैं लड़की हूँ, हारूं या जीतूं पर लड़ सकती हूँ. This is, I mean, why she's so scared of?
Okay.
It is very easy to preach than practice. So they don't practice; they simply preach. लड़की हूँ, लड़ सकती हूँ, चुनाव में नहीं लड़ सकती हूँ. So that is not fair.
Anila Singh, thanks very much for that. So the BJP, as as I had told you, the BJP was going to say that this is basically BJP impact, that Akhilesh Yadav has been unnerved and destabilized by Yogi Adityanath, and that's why he's been goaded into actually deciding to contest from the Karhal constituency. Abhishek Mishra continues to be with us. Abhishek, the BJP is saying that Akhilesh has receded into his comfort zone. He's projecting himself as this big warrior taking on Yogi Adityanath, but he's contesting from a relative safe seat in Karhal of Mainpuri, where the Samajwadi Party had won by record numbers the last time. It's also the place where his father comes from. There's nothing challenging about Akhilesh Yadav fighting from Karhal. Is that a fact?
Well, as far as BJP is concerned, what reason they are giving is not valid, because you see CM Yogi Adityanath is also fighting from Gorakhpur urban. It's a home constituency for him. A comfortable victory would be there. Then look at Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya. He had already been elected in 2012. He is already a member of Legislative Assembly in 2012 from Siratu. So Akhilesh Yadav going for Mainpuri, yes, of course, it's a safe seat for them. They really want to give that message that Akhilesh is fighting on the ground for the first time UP Assembly polls. But see, Shiv, one thing is very clear, that every leader, every political leader is just trying to set a narrative. But other than that, they also know the fact that if they get indulged in the conversation and in this political fight in a new constituency or in a very risky seat, it's ultimately going to harm them. Akhilesh Yadav, on the other hand, it looks like is also not taking much of a risk. We have seen how in Bengal, Mamata Banerjee fought from a seat. She lost her own seat. But what happened? TMC was able to get the mandate into their favor. And later on, there were a lot of questions over Mamata. But what happened at the end, it was all about the party. So Akhilesh had a fair realization of that.
Okay.
That getting, into a risky seat or taking such a seat which could actually damage him personally. And at the same time, since the battle is intense, no risk had to be taken, and that is the only reason it looks like that Karhal has been taken, and Mainpuri, as a stronghold, is going to be a safe seat for Akhilesh Yadav.
Temperatures have just skyrocketed in state of war Uttar Pradesh with this one single move. Another big player in this state of war of Uttar Pradesh has entered the battlefield, made it much more interesting. Akhilesh Yadav, safe seat or no safe seat, he's in the fight now. Abhishek and Preeti, thank you very much for that.